In this screencast, I'm going to look at citing a subscription database that's original to the database using EasyBib. So here's the article that I need to cite, and I got there through the DMS library homepage. I went to database, I went to social studies, and I'm using the American history database. So I know I have a database because I had to go through that portal. I didn't just do a Google search. I know it's not a website. So I go to easybib.com and I log in, because if I don't log in, it's not going to save my citation, and you can just sign in with Google. And then you either need to create a new project, or if you already have one, then you just click on bibliography to go into the folder where you're saving your citations. And then from your tabs going across the top, I'm going to click on database. Now, the first thing it asks you is what kind of database article are you citing? And then it gives you lots of options. Maybe you have a book or an encyclopedia article or a newspaper. Maybe it's one of these things. Usually what you're going to have is either an article that was published by the database, so just written for the database, or it's coming from a book or an encyclopedia or a magazine, journal, or newspaper. When I look at this article, I need to be able to figure that out. It's usually not too hard because I just need to look at the top. If it was coming from somewhere else, it would say so right at the top. I don't see anything to suggest that. And if I scroll down, I can actually see source, American History Online, which is what I'm on right now. So I know this article doesn't exist in any other form. It only exists on the database. So I am going to choose article published by the database. And then I need to find the pieces of information that EasyBib asks for. So source type, article published by the database, article title, White House, author. Now, sometimes I do not have an author, and if I don't, I would just leave it blank. I don't see an author at the top, and I don't see an author at the bottom. But you may notice this, a citation. The reason I'm not just copying and pasting my citation is because a lot of times the formatting is incorrect on databases. I can use this to help me pull out the pieces I need, but I'm not just going to copy and paste it. So I don't see an author, so I'm going to leave that blank. Now it's asking me what database I'm on. That's usually going to be up at the top. It can be a little bit confusing because it's asking what specific database you're on, not who published the database. And if I forget, I can always just go back to the website and remind myself, what did I click on? American History. American History is the name of my database. That's what I want to put in. Now, when it says service, all right, that's asking for who published this database. And in this case, here it is right at the top, cite. Now it's asking for a publication date. So I look at the top, I don't see anything. Looking down at the bottom, not seeing anything in particular. But if I look at their citation, which I'm not going to copy and paste but can use, I can see they've identified it as 2012. So I don't have a day or a month, but I do have a year. So I'll put that in. Don't worry about that. You can just leave it on URL. And now I need my URL. Now with databases, it isn't useful to put in the full URL. Sometimes they're really long. And if a person doesn't have a subscription, they're not going to be able to access this article. So I'm just going to put in the base when it comes to subscription databases. So I will put in my base URL, and then I will create my citation. And there we go. I have my EasyBib citation for my article that was originally published on a website.